Okay, let's see how to host the Django website application using Elastic Beanstalk. So first, the first priority is we need to have a AWS account, and we can log in into it, and we can just go to the console of it. So I have already logged in into my Amazon Web Services console. You can see with this account. So that will be a simple process, as you know already. You guys will be having it. So first, coming back to this website, so you can see we have something like how to deploy the Django application to the Elastic Beanstalk. So this is a documentation which is given by the Amazon Web Services, or else you can just visit my website arkprocoder.com. Just visit the blog page. So here I have added the steps how to deploy it. Okay, so how to host it. So same, it is just referred by this particular blog itself. Okay, even you can refer this, or even you can refer this as well. So coming back to the concept, so if you are not getting this kind of page, so there is nothing but the how to deploy the particular Django application using Elastic Beanstalk. So just just visit the Google, just enter this command. Okay, just enter this text. So the first link, whichever you will be getting it, so the link which is going to get by the Amazon. So you can see this is our documentation over here. Okay, so yeah, what they are saying here is to have it to set up a Django application. First we need to set up our Python virtual environment. Then we can just create a Django project. Then we can just configure our Elastic Beanstalk. Then we can deploy using EBCLI. Okay, so then we can update our applications accordingly. It will get updated into the servers. So then we can do the cleanups as well. So the prerequisites, it's saying like we need to install Python first. We need to have pip, and we need to have virtual env, and we need to install AWS SB EBCLI. So if I just open the command prompt here, so in my system already I have downloaded the Python. If I just show you Python ---- version, you can see already Python has been installed. If I enter pip, you can see even the pip is also working. So whenever you enter pip, some of the things it should give you. So you can see it will be in this fashion. So if I just zoom out, so it is just taking a little bit time. So basically it will be giving some of the pip commands. So you can see it is going some of these stuffs. And next pre-requirement is we need to install virtual env. So I need to just tell pip install virtual env. So what is this virtual env? Virtual env is something like virtual environment. So we'll go to create new virtual environment which is not related to any of your folders, any of your libraries or packages inside your system. It is going to, suppose if I just create one folder virtual env with Django, so it creates one Django folder which has some of the lib files, lib folder and script folder that will be only used for that particular folder itself. It is not going to use outside of that particular folder. So it will be easy for our Python for our project, so that I can just focus on that particular one folder rather than preferring whole of our system. So next, so we have installed pip install virtual env. So next I need to install one thing, that is AWS EBCLI. So I'm just going to install this using command, that is a pip install. I'm just going to tell AWS EBCLI. So first I'm just going to install this. So you can see it is telling me requirement already satisfied. So already it is been downloaded into my system. So these are the 4 things we have to check before starting with this. So once we have done, now let's set up our virtual environment system and install the particular Django. So before doing this, I need to install few of the stuff. So first I need to visit to this website, that is just enter this install EBCLI in your Google, install EBCLI AWS Beanstalk. So if I just tell, so you can see the AWS Elastic Beanstalk, it's saying something like command. You can create a configure and manage Elastic Beanstalk environment directly from the command prompt using this one. Okay, so install this one. I can visit the directly. I can visit this setup from the GitHub repository. If I click onto this, you can see this is a GitHub repository which I need to focus on. So I'm just going to clone this one, or else you can directly just download this particular zip file and extract it and open that particular folder inside your Windows. So if you have Git, you can just copy this the particular HTTPS, the particular cloning link. So after cloning it, so I'm just going to create a new folder. I'm just going to create a new folder name as Shubham. Okay, Shubham. So I'm just going to create a new folder name as Shubham over here. So inside this Shubham folder, I'm just going to open this Shubham folder into my command prompt. Okay, so it is going to open inside your command prompt. So it will be like this. So I'm just going to enter the command. I'm just going to say clone the particular link, whatever it is. Okay, so I'm just going to install it. So it's saying me like clone is not recognized as an internal or a external command inside your system. So why first come back here. So where is it? So okay, I need to use git clone, not the clone, just so my bad. So I need to just git clone. So I need to enter the command. So what happens? All the cloning is going to be happen. So whatever the file, whatever this folder structure is there, entire thing it is going to store it into a folder called Shubham. You can see once I open this, you can see I am able to open this. I am able to just see this stuff. So you can see I have something like scripts I have. So we have ebcli installer.py. So basically I need to run this particular file. So once I just cloned it, you can see I'm just going to close this. You can see it is already cloned. So all the things is getting cloned. So now I'm just going to this folder. I'm just going to tell cd aws elastic beanstalk CLI setup. I'll go inside one folder inside. Then if I just say scripts slash, if I enter this one, so first, sorry, I need to just tell again cd, that is scripts. So I'll be inside the script folder. So inside a script folder, I have this ebcli installer.python file, right? Basically I need to run that particular file. So I'll say python, I'll just tell python, I'm just going to tell ebcli installer.py. So once I enter this particular command, you can see few of the things is going to happen. It might take few seconds or few minutes. So let's wait for this, what all the things it has been going to give us. So you can see it is just telling me local virtual env installation, and it is creating exclusive virtual env for ebcli. Okay, so few of the things is going to happen over here. Make sure one more thing you have to just say, as I said, you need to log in with your Amazon Web Services. So you can see I have logged in with the AWS account. So just you have to just click on to the return to the console. So directly you will be able to log in with this particular stuff. You will be directly log in with this particular link. So sorry, where is it? Here. So you'll be able to log in with this. Okay, so just make sure you have logged in into your AWS account. Okay, so it is getting some of this service, some of the stuff. So let's see what is happening here. So few things is happening. So what is saying is requirement activating the things, and few things will be going on. Okay, so basically probably might be some of the modules it is going to install within it. So let's see what is going to be happen. Okay, so you can see it is success. You can see it has been success over here. So let's see how our folder structure is now. So if I just come back to AWS Shubham folder, so you can see the same thing is been there. There is nothing much more happened. Basically some of the things got installed. So now what is the next step I need to do? So this is the first step. We have to install the ebcli. So once we have installed ebcli, so I'll just come back to my documentation. So here let's start with the first. So I'm in the Windows. I'm using this Windows command over here. So first I need to activate virtual env eb word. So basically it's saying I need to I need to just choose the particular folder. That is basically what is this what is that saying? ebvert. ebvert is basically a folder name which I'm going to create, and I'm going to create a folder in the form of the virtual environment. Okay, so let's see where we can just create it. So basically just where I'm inside this folder, right? So I'm just going to, I'll be going one folder back, cd dot. So now I am inside the AWS elastic beanstalk CLI folder. So I'm just going to enter the command virtual env. That is, I'm just going to keep the same folder names. Okay, so I'm just going to keep ebvert itself. Even you can keep it anything. I'm just going to keep it same thing. So I'm just going to tell virtual env eb-vert. So once I enter, you can see it is going to create a virtual environment for the ebvert. So now I need to activate the ebvert. I'll just tell ebvert slash scripts. So I'll just tell scripts slash activate. So you can see the particular eb folder got activated. Before you can see it has been going to give you something like this. So once I entered the command ebvert slash script slash activate, is going to give you in this particular fashion, that is ebvert and the basically stuffs like that. So once I have installed, basically I need to install the Django here. So I'm going to install the Django. I'm just going to follow the same command. I'm just going to install pip install. Sorry, I'll just go okay, so I think I need to go inside one folder. Basically once I activated, directly we can just say this pip install or this stuff. So basically I'm into a folder. So I'm just going to tell pip install Django 2.2. So it's your choice, whichever the version you are installing it. So whatever the things are, it is been referred there, I'm just going to install the same thing. So it is just saying okay, so it is going to install the Django. So let's wait for it. So you can see it is just going to collect the Django over here. Okay, so once Django is installed, so now I need to, if I just tell prefreeze, basically it is going to give, this is the one command is there. So now let's create our first Django project. So I'm just going to create a Django project once it has been created. So you can see once it is still installing it, let's wait for a few seconds. So it is like, even you can install Django 3.2 version as well. So basically we have using Django 2.2, whichever its version, it is depend upon your requirement how it is been used. Okay, so first I'll show you how I am how I am just how I can set up, how I can display the particular website. Then we are going to implement our project which is been developed and which is need to be shown. Okay, so coming back here, so once it is done, so I'm just going to create a Django project. I'll just tell Django admin start start project, I guess Django admin start the particular project. So I'm just going to give the project name now. So what the project name, the EB Django they have used, and even I'll be using EB Django, no issues. I'm just going to tell Django admin start the particular project EB Django. Okay, so once the Django is installed, so basically you can see we'll be able to see this kind of folder structure. So I can able to show you from here. You can see we have created a EB worth, right? So the folder is created here. So if I just open this folder, you can see we have a script folders and all. So now if I just come back again, so you can see EB Django got created. So here is the EB Django, and if I just open, so you can see this is the EB Django folder got created. Okay, so it's our project folder. So now if I can just come back, now I need to run the particular server. So I'll just go to the cd EB Django. So I'm just going to tell python manage.py run server. So once I run this particular server, python manage.py run server, so the server is going to start. You can see I'm getting the server link over here. I'm just going to copy, so I'm just going to copy this server here, and I'm just gonna paste it here. So you can see the thing is working, our Django is working successfully in our local host. Okay, fine. So now I'm just going to come out from this, I'm just going to come out from this particular folder. So now if I just come back to the again Django deployment part, so here just saying after installation, okay, done, it is done, and we have created a server, and we have started the, so now we need to configure our elastic Beanstalk basically. Okay, so here, so what I need to do here is okay, so okay, again they have activated the virtual environment, then they are saying they're just freezing it into the requirement.txt file. So I'm just gonna run same command, pip freeze greater than symbol requirement.txt. What it is going to do means it is just gonna do the whatever, see, it is going to create one requirement.txt folder. So inside this basically will be having what, so whatever the modules we require, basically a Django, Python and SQL parse to run our Django application. So these all the modules requirement, we are going to store it into the requirement.txt file. So that is what it has been going to do. So once it is done, so next what we need to do, we need to create one folder, so by the name .eb extension. So basically I need to just create a folder by the name that is eb extension. So let's try to create a folder. So if I just come back to here, so I'm basically in the eb Django folder itself. I'll just tell make the particular directory with the name .eb. So what is the name? That is eb extensions. So I need to create a folder by the name .eb extensions and just enter it. So once I entered, you can see I'll be able to create it. So let's do one thing. Let's open this folder into our Visual Studio Code. Okay, I have Visual Studio Code. I'm just going to open this entire code into my Visual Studio Code so that we can see the good folder structure, and even we can do the modifications as well easily. Okay, so you can see it will be looking like this, the folder structure. So if I just come back to the EB Django, so you can see we have created a Django folder is here, and .eb extension folder is here. So you can see .eb extensions, and we have to keep the name as it is, eb extensions. Let me clarify, eb extensions. Okay, correct. So once I have created, then I need to create one new folder into it. So by the name, I need to create one django.config file here. So I'll just create a new file by the name in this one. I'll just select this, and I'm going to create a new file. So I'm just going to say that is django.config. So I'm just going to keep this name, that is inside the db extension. You can see that is django.config file is been created. So here I need to add this same as it is. I need to copy this code and I need to just paste it over here. So basically we are going to say in my option settings, I'm just activating the elastic beanstalk, that is the container Python. WSGI path I'm just going to activate, that is WSGI file here. So this is basically EB Django. So our folder name is EB Django itself, so we have just kept as the same name. Suppose if you have created a different folder name, you have to create the different folder name. You have to rename to the different folder name .wsgi and application. So this is the one thing you have to configure. I'm just going to save this file and I'm gonna close it. So once it is done, so django.config. So I hope all the names have been given properly. So let me scroll. Okay, all the things are correct. Done. So once it is done, next what I need to do, if you are using Amino Linux AMP amplify, okay, replace, okay, they are saying, okay, suppose we are using something different kind of thing, we need to rename it to like this. So right now it is not needed. So I'm just gonna deactivate it now. So I'm just going to do deactivation here. So I'm just going to tell deactivate. So once I enter, you can see deactivated. So I'm basically outside the folder now. Fine. So once it is done, so next to the things comes into the picture is, so our folder structure should look like this. Okay, you can see our folder structure is looking ditto as it is from the Django to the requirements.txt file. It's looking same as it is, however they have been set in the documentation. Next, so we need to create a environment and deploy our Django. Now we need to deploy our Django application basically. So we need to just create the command, that is we need to just create something like this. So I'll initialize your ebcl repository with ebinit command. So we need to say something like, okay, so basically I'll be in the ebd Django folder. So where is I? So I'm in the ebd Django file. So now I'm going to run this command. So I'm just going to run this command, that is Django tutorial. So I'm just going to run this command ebinit-p python 3.7 Django tutorial. So let's see what happens. So once I enter this command, so I hope the things goes well. So it should tell me application Django has been created, output for me. So if I just click on, so nothing happened. So let's wait what it's going to tell. So then we have to run the ebinit. So basically it is going to configure the default key pair. So use an SSH to connect the EC2 instance running on our application. Then basically they have said these all the things we have to create it. Then we have to create one create Django env, all those things like that. So let's see what happens. Okay, here we can see nothing happened basically. So let's try to let's try to create one new thing. So let's try to say it is not, I'm not getting this stuff like that. So this command create an application named Django and also configures your local repository to create environment with the latest this one. And let's try to run this ebinit. Okay, let's try to run this ebinit. So if I just tell ebinit, let's see what happens. So you can see it is telling cannot separate the core command because there is no source control setup. Okay, there is no source setup continuing with the installation. So what happened here is it's saying, you can see there is a elastic beanstalk config file got created. So it is giving me the error. So let me delete this repository. Let me delete this .elastic beanstalk folder. Then again I am going to run the command, that is ebinit. Okay, so let's try to run now. So what happens? So I can see it is telling me select the default region. It is telling default is 3, it is telling, so west origin, select a default region basically. So let me select which is my region. So I am if I just to show you in my, so it is saying me AP South, right? So that is Mumbai, AP region, AP South, Mumbai. So here is the AP South, so AP East, AP South, Northeast. Okay, so where is that? So AP South 1 Pacific. Okay, so I think it is AP South 1, right? So mine it is AP South 1. So where is that? That is a 6th, right? So I'm just going to select it as a 6. So let's see. So I'm trying. So it is telling me select an application to use. So it's telling select the which is the application you want to use. So I'll just select the application, that is EB Django. So it is telling me it is appear to the Python is correct. Yes, I'll just select Y. So I'll just click on to this. I'll just click Y. And I'll just click on to yes. So it is asking me it is running the Linux 2. I'll just select it as something 2 running on the 64-bit something. Cannot set up the code commit because there is no configuration. Do you want to set up SSH? It is asking. I'll tell I don't want any SSH. So I'll just enter it like that. Okay. So basically something I did, some configuration we have done it here. So now if I just come back to the Visual Studio Code, so you can see I got a config file. And here something is having something AB South default region selected and EBCLI profile. And some of the configurations happen into our config.xml file over YML file over here. Done. So let's come back next. Let's see what is the next step I need to do it. So now if I just click on to, if I just refresh it, So the elastic beanstalk here. So if I just open, unless I click onto the application, so basically now if I have logged into the Amazon console, so I need to search for the elastic beanstalk. So if I just search for the elastic beanstalk, so elastic beanstalk, basically you need to just open this one. That is what I have done. Okay, so once you open, basically it looks something like this. Okay, so let's see what is the next step. It has been there. Okay, so it is having okay, now it is saying I need to create EB create Django env. It is telling I need to create something like Django env stuff. So let's try to create here. So I'll just tell I'm just going to create EB Django env. I'm just going to tell Django env. Okay, I'll just keep the same name. Okay, EB create Django env, whichever you like, you can just keep it. So there have been it is just going to take few minutes. So let's see what I'll be getting an output over here. So you can see it is just creating the Django env over here. So it is gonna take little bit time. So based on your thing, so basically it is going to configure the storages, and it is going to configure the EC2, and all those things is going to happen in the background. So even if we try to create directly from here, even that is also going to create the same stuffs over here. Okay, so let's wait for it. So let's see what is the thing it is going to give us. Okay, so I'll come back just once it is finished. Okay, so you can see here it is a successfully launched environment, that is Django env. So you can see all the data has been there here. You can see it's created a lot of things. So let's come back to my Amazon Web Services now. So here is it, it's here, right? So if I just click onto the applications here, so I hope environments or something like that. Okay, if I just refresh it, okay, it is telling me there is nothing here. Let me refresh the page here as well. Okay, so what is happening here is let me cancel again. Okay, so let's try something like this. So if I just come back here, so it's telling it is EB init, right? So we have done this one. So it is telling me you need to see a service role required error message run EB create inactively without specifying an environment, and EB CLI creates the rule for you. This command creates a load balance elastic rating and takes up to 5 minutes. I need to run your applications like that. So let's try to see what is EB status here. Okay, so let's come back here. So I don't know what happened. EB status. So let's click on to the EB status over here. So what is happening? So you can see it is telling me okay, it is created AB, so deployed in this one, and something like 3.7 Linux, and it is having the CNAME is been something like this. So Django env.eb something like that, and it is something like that, and it is ready state. Okay, so let's copy this command and open somewhere into my here. So if I just open here, you can see okay, cool, it is working, right? So you can see it's got created and it is working as well. So it's saying me it has been you have allowed host to nothing like that. So for that I need to come back to this. So I'm just going to copy this entire path. So I need to go somewhere. I need to just go to this settings.python file. So here I need to, there is something called allowed host, right? So here I need to give the hosting credentials to it. I'll just tell, so whenever you get this link, that is a Django env something like that, I need to run this application. So I need to allow this particular host. So I'm just going to save this, right? So then after that again I'm just going to tell EB status done, right? So again I'm just going to say EB deploy again. So once I do the changes, so you have EB status. Once they have set up the allowed host, so I need to just tell EB deploy. So let's tell this command, that is EB deploy. So I'll just tell EB deploy deploy. So I'm just going to store it over here, that is EB deploy. Okay, so you can see it is selected the region AP South itself, and application name is this one like that. So you can see it is upload complete, and it's saying environment updating is starting. So let's see what goes on. Okay, so once it is done, I'm going to show you how our whichever the website is developed and how to deploy that particular website. I'm just going to show you. Okay, so let's see. So it is going to take some of the few time. So let's come back, and where is our this is our link, right? So once I refresh it again, you can see we are successfully installed the Django. So all the things is working perfectly. So now my question is, where is that why we are not able to see it, the data here? So let's click on to the again elastic beanstalk. So basically it is saying something nothing. So let's see to the EC2 something, yeah, EC2. Let's go to this EC2 link. So if I just go to the EC2 management, so if I just click on to this instance, so if I just go to the click on to the EC2 instance, okay, it is telling me there is no instance has been created. Okay, it is telling there is no, you don't have any instance in this particular region, it's saying like that. Okay, So but where this got created, so let me okay, I think there's one more account. I think in that particular thing it's got created. So let me check once again, cross verify. So basically I need to give the access to it. I am user and all, so it's not asked for me. I think it has selected the default account of that particular stuff like that. Okay, so so I'll just log in with that and I'll just check it. So you can see I logged in with that particular thing. So you can see it is been stored here. So if I just go to the EC2, you can see here Django env and it is running, and you can see it's got and status to the check. Even the checking is going to happen, it is getting passed, and even you can see it is hosted into the AP South 1C and EC2 instances and like this over here. So if suppose if you are doing for the starting time, so whatever the command I ran, so I think whenever I said here as a EB init, right? So whenever I said EB init, it might ask you to log in with your Amazon Web Services account. So based on that, it is going to select it. So basically I don't know how it selected this exactly this account. So because I have done hosting into the previously, right? So because of that it is selected, I guess. So in your case it might ask you to log in with the Amazon Web Services and give the access. So if you have to create I am a root user, and you have to give the some of the securities properties to it, so like that particular thing. So that I'll teach you in some other video, so if you get that one. Okay, so this is the one thing you can see it has been successfully created over here. So let's go to that what is that, elastic beanstalk, right? So now if I just go to the elastic beanstalk, elastic beanstalk. So if I just open it here, so you can able to see, so there is a it has been created. You can see Django even we created, and you can see this is a health is severe, and it is going to give the application name and all those things. It is going to give it over here. So you can see it has been there over here. Okay, so now let's see how we can add our particular application into it. Okay, so let's see how we can add our application to it. So basically we are going to add our application over here. So here basically we have said same thing, that is EB word EB Django. Okay, so now basically I'm going to add our project into it. Okay, so I'm just going to add our project into it. So I'm just going to this documentation. So I'm just gonna go to this sorry, in the desktop itself it is there. So already I had hosted previously. So this is something called as DJ Shubham over here. So where is it? Yes, it is here. So I'm just going to run this. I'm just going to open a I'm just going to show how we can get that to it. So here there is a EB word, and here there is a EBG Django. So this is our website. So basically I'm just going to transfer one application and check whether how it is going to work. So I'm just going to copy all these stuffs into it, and I'm going to paste it into our website. So I'm just gonna paste it into our actual folder. So this is the Shubham folder which I created. I'm just going to open this. I'm just going to open EB Django. I'm just going to open, okay, here I need to just paste the application over here. So I'm just going to copy the applications over here which I have been developed. So once I have been developed, so basically I need to do the, okay, it is asking me replace the current files in the destinations. Okay, I'm just going to replace it. So it is replaced now. So basically if I just come back here into my, so if I just open here, so now if I just go to the EBG Django, if I just go to the settings here, so you can see basically we have data over here. So basically what you have to do, you have to configure the static URL like this. You have to add these 2 lines of code, then you have to configure the media directories, and along with that you have to configure the one more thing, that is we have to configure the template folder in this fashion. Then we have to configure the installed application. So basically I have just replaced one entire project into it. Okay, that's all I have done. So now I need to just open this, I need to just change this environment as well. So if you can see this is different, right? So this is the one I need to just paste it here. So if I just refresh it, you can see it is working probably. So I need to just add this particular URL into it. I'm just going to paste the same URL into it. So I'm just going to replace the allowed host. Basically I have shifted the project into it now. So I need to run my real-time application into that particular URL. So because of that I need to add the allowed host, and I have just changed the media directories and the static directories over here. So and all the URLs have been configured neatly in our project once I have been developed. That's it. So the one thing we have to do, and I hope all the things is going to run. So first what I need to do, I'm just gonna I need to run some of the commands over here. Okay, so I need to run some of the commands over here. So first I need to just tell I'm just going to tell EB word. So I need to activate the command, right? I need to just activate it. So how to activate that? So where is that folder here? If I just come back, okay, this is the one, right? So I need to activate the virtual environment basically. So basically I need to activate the eb worth over here. So I'm just going to just cd dot I'm just going to tell eb that is the virt word slash script slash activate, enter it. So sorry, activate, enter it. So it is activated. Now I need to go inside the eb Django folder. So I need to just tell python manage.py collect. So I need to just run the migrations here first. I'll just tell the migrate. I'm just going to run the python manage.py migrate. So once I enter command, okay, it is giving me the error that is you don't have a pillow module. So I need to install the pillow here. So this is the one module I need to create it. I'm just going to tell pip install pillow. So this is the one module I need to require for this project. So I'm just going to install the module pillow. So once it is installed, I'm just going to freeze it. I'm just going to tell pip. So what was the command for the freezing you have, right? So here the deploying, here we had a command. So for the freezing all this one, so I am just going to tell freeze all the, so basically I have installed a new module, right? So I need to freeze it into the requirement.txt files. So once I enter this command, you can see in my requirements now the pillow module is also been saved here. So once it is done, so now I need to just tell, I need to run the command python manage.py migrate command, so that it is going to apply all the migrations for all the modules of our project. So done. So it has been created. So I'm going to create python manage.py create super user over here. I'm just going to create a super user. So I'm going to keep the super name as Shubham here. So I'm just going to take as a Shubham. I'll just keep empty, and password I'll just tell. So I'm just going to create a password. It is created successfully. So that's all. So this is the one thing I need to do. I need to run one command, that is python manage.py collect static. So this is a command I need to run, so that we have the static configuration as well. So I need to get all the static configuration into it. You can see 119 files has been copied to the folder that is static. So basically in Django the static is handling very difficult over here. So we need to because of that you have to make sure that in your settings.python file you have neatly provided the static URL and the static root. So this is the one thing is fine. So once I finish this one, so I need to configure the setting for the static as well into my Django configuration. So this so that it is going to serve all the static files for our website. So for that I need to just add 2 lines of code extra. So that is basically I'm just going to configure all the static file folder as well. I'm just going to say, so I'll just tell again. So for the Amazon Web Services Elastic Beanstalk environment, I'm just going to create one proxy for the static files. So whenever it is going to look on for static files, I need to give the /static URL, and it should see all the static data from here. Okay, so this is the one configuration I need to keep it. So once I keep this configuration, so all the configuration is been set. Now once it is been done, I'm just going to deactivate from here, deactivate from this one. So now I'm just gonna deploy it again. So I'm going to say again eb deploy. I'll just tell eb deploy deploy. So once I entered eb deploy, again it is going to deploy the application, the recent application of our, and it is going to give us the so our project, we are able to see it from here. So let's see how the project is and what is the project into it. Okay, so let's come back here. So you can see it is saying me it is updating is starting, it is 100% uploaded. So let's see. So once it is uploaded, I will be able to see my website over here. So once I refresh, so let's keep on refreshing until we see our website. Okay, so if I just come back, I think okay, I hope there is no any we have not done any mistake. So it is telling me what is happening. It is updated, right? So if I just tell enter, okay, it is still updating it. Okay, let's see. So basically what we did, we have just replaced the entire project into the new project over here. So we got something here. Okay, it is updating, starting deployment to the new version. It is working, right? So now if I run, I hope I will get okay. So you can see, congratulations, our website is being hosted. So this is how our website is hosted, and it is hosted with the perfect stuffs over here. Even I can just do the sign in, and I can do the sign up over here, and even I can just look on to my administration over here. Even I can just see the administration. So I have created a super user, right? That is Shubham. So let's try whether that is working or not. The login, yes, it is working. Even the login is working, and all the data has been walking into our website. So this is how we are able to create a we are able to create our application, and we saw how we can host our Django web application using Elastic Beanstalk, that is using Amazon Web Services. So this is all. So when suppose if you are doing any changes, you can do the changes with your project, and just you have to run the command, that is eb deploy. So that is gonna create your application over here. Okay, so it is what has been said. So if I just come back to the deploy, so it is a deactivate. So this is how the things has been done. So those same things we have been applied. So they're saying another thing. Okay, these are all the things I have said. So if suppose I want to clean up, so I want to save the instance hours and AWS resource, terminate your Elastic Beanstalk environment with the eb terminate. So I'll just gonna tell eb terminate our this one. So I'm just going to sell here. So I'm just going to tell eb terminate Django env. So I'm going to terminate it. I'm just telling, it is telling me type the environment. So I think the environment type is Django env itself. I'm just going to enter the environment Django env. So you can see terminating the environment is started. So it is just started, you're terminating, it is just validating it, and it is just finishing it, the termination the protection. So what happens, see, it is command terminates your all the AWS resources that runs within it. It doesn't delete the application. However, you can always create more environment with the same configuration by running eb create. So just if I just create eb create and give the number, give the particular file name, it is going to create the two stuffs over here. Suppose if you are done with the sample application, even you can remove the project folder and virtual environment. It is just telling removing the eb word and removing the project. So I don't want to demo it right now. So you can see it is takes few minutes to delete. I think it is going to delete the entire applications here. So you can see it is telling me site cannot be deleted. That is, the server is deleted. Okay, I have just terminated the server because I don't want to use it right now. So this is the process to create a how to host a particular Django application into the Elastic Beanstalk. I hope you have understood over here. Okay.